Good evening, everyone. Late Night Mega here, and tonight we're going to do another premiere draft of Aetherdrift. Ooh, that's a mouthful. Alright, let's hop in here, see if we can be a Packdoll Terror deck today. It is on my bucket list of things to do in this format. And as we learned with the cycling deck, if I keep talking about it enough, it'll happen. Well. We have a Mammoth, which is a really good card. Oh, there's a Packdoll Terror in this pack. There's Momentum Breaker, there's Demonic Junker, which we've tried this Junker before, but it goes in a blue-black artifact deck. So it's between that, there's a Momentum Breaker, there's the Mammoth, there's Packdoll Terror. I'm not going to try to be green, because green is highly contested and difficult to get into, so we're going to try Demonic Junker, and if we're really, really lucky, we can wheel that Packdoll Terror. Yeah, this is why I'm not trying to be green. There's Momentum Breaker, there's Stock Up. Oh, I like Stock Up. I like Stock Up. I was going to snap pick the Momentum Breaker, but we have Stock Up and Flood the Engine, which I'd also take Flood the Engine over Momentum Breaker. You don't want these two in the same deck either. But yeah, just a pretty easy Stock Up. It's the best card in the pack. Ranger's Refueler and Grim Bobble. I have not gotten to play with this card yet. I don't think. I've drafted two of them somehow. I don't remember drafting them. I guess if we had taken the green card, we could get a run over here, or maybe a Broodheart Engine, but I'm going to take the Ranger's Refueler. There's a Grim Bobble in this pack too, but I think Refueler is just going to be better. Now we get a pick 4 spin out. Haunt the Network. Man, why does Spin Out and Haunt the Network have to be in the same pack? Alright, we'll take Haunt the Network, because there's chances for other removal spells later. Spin Out is really good, but there's only one Haunt the Network, and it's Haunt the Network. Okay, we have Intimidation Tactics, which isn't bad, but I think I'm going to take the Artifact here, and the Midnight Mangler gives us a 2-drop, so we don't get run over by aggro decks, and it works towards our affinity count for Haunt the Network and Demonic Junker. Here we can take a Bounce Off for some interaction. There's another Intimidation Tactics. Our colors seem wide open. And here we get a Thopterist. Yeah, see how green is just drying up. I could have even taken the Siphon Fuel there. But Demonic Junker is also counts as removal. And so maybe if we just let someone else be green, then they'll pass us the black and blue cards. That's another theory, but we've got a great start to this deck. Could, in theory, splash white for Voyage Home. Take that over the Guidelight Optimizer. Yeah, I'm game. We already have Stock Up, so that's probably all we want for card draw effects. Maybe I should have taken the Optimizer there, but I feel that's a card that goes around kind of late. I'm going to take a siphon fuel this time. The Pact Alterra did not wheel. Flood the Engine did, though. So I'll be happy to pick that up. And here's a Night Market. This is a very playable card. Helps us with the splash as well. If we're just splashing, the 2-drop is not as good. We'll take the removal. We're not necessarily likely to play it. Speaking of things to splash... Oh, man. Why does all the good stuff have to be in this pack? Perilous Snare is just so good. But I would like the Memory Guardian. I would like the Optimizer. I'd like the Spin Out. Not necessarily in that order, but... Are we even splashing? I think we got to try and splash. So we'll be on the lookout for lands. It's early enough in the draft we can watch out for those. Pick 2, we have a Midnight Mangler. I like it over the Coral Tyrant because it's an artifact. We do want our artifact count to be high. Heck, who knows? Maybe we're just splashing the black. Or if we only have a few black cards and a few white cards, we could maybe do like an even split of both of those, like 3 plains, 3 swamps, and then the rest islands. Something like that. Really? It's an artifact. But it's not for our deck. This is a good card, but it's also not for our deck, necessarily. The Quick Welder. I mean, we could splash for that. I like it. Or the Strategist. Let's take the Strategist and just stick with blue stuff. As I say, this is kind of a nothing pack for us, but we have a land here we can take. That will help with the splashing that we're trying to do. We want Pact Alterras, not Strategists. But these are playable. So Lightning Strike here, so red is certainly open in this direction. How many of these are we going to see in this draft? I can take a starting column. That'll help fix our mana for whatever it is we're trying to do. Tranquil Cove, more mana fixing. Over some somewhat replaceable commons. Alright, another Thopterist for us. We could certainly use some more cheap plays. Oh, here we go. This time I'll take the Optimizer. We already have 2 Midnight Manglers. The Coral Tyrant, that might help. Voyager Quick Welder. A Flyer. Our colors are open. And Light Shield Parry. And loot. A mythic rare. And there's a Pact Altera in this. Do I Mythic Draft or do I Pact Altera here? Don't look. We're taking the Pact Altera. It's a central card to the blue-black artifact deck. This, however, is not. Wreckage, Wicker Folk. Oh. Guidelight Synergist. We're splashing for white. We can play this. Hellish Sideswipe. I don't know if we have too many artifacts we want to sacrifice, but we do need some removal. More so than what we have. I feel like that Perilous Snare kind of threw us off. Because there was a Memory Guardian and a Spin Out in that pack. Gonti! That's not an artifact, but that is a really good one. Ranger's Refueler number 2. We're going to take the Gonti, though. Okay, here we go. Grimbauble. That'll play well with the Hellish Sideswipe. We can play the Keen Buccaneer. So we're mostly blue with a split of black and white. This pack doesn't have much for us, but I'll take a trip up in case we want more interaction. Flood the Engine is good. I probably don't need to play this Collision Course. It does destroy an artifact, though. But I also just have not had the best luck with Collision Course. Who else in our draft? We haven't looked. Pigzilla. Alright, back to the wheel. I guess we can take a Spectral Interference. That's a nice play. We've got a lot of cheap stuff now. We have a lot of cuts to make. I mean, 3 of these are lands, but there's going to be a lot of cuts. What do I have less of? I have none of these. I don't know if we're playing another one of those. Guidelight Optimizer, we'll probably play that. And we have better card draw. Okay. We have 7 cuts to make. And only 13 creatures in the deck? Well, we have the Midnight Manglers. I don't even know where to begin. This makes our artifacts cheaper, of which we don't have a ton. We have a lot of 4-drops, which I don't like. We have a lot of 4-drops that aren't named Pactile Terror. So I would consider cutting... We're going to cut the Coral Tyrant. I don't think we need that here. Bounce off Grimbauble, Sacrifice. I don't think we need Collision Course. Ranger's Refueler, Spectral Interference, Perilous Snare. Stock up. A starting column can probably go. So we're still splashing white for... Well, how many sources of everything do we have? 6, 7, 8 blue, 6, 7, 8 black, and 3, 4, 5 white sources. Seems reasonable. Also, Ranger's Refueler is also kind of a creature. It also works well with our couple of exhaust things. Maybe the only card artifact we need to make cheaper are like these 4-drop. We have a couple of 4-drops. We have the Demonic Junker. I'm going to pitch the Quick Welder, because that's just on the splash. I think we can get rid of Siphon Fuel because we have Grimbauble, we have Bounce Off, we have Hellish Sideswipe, and we have 2 Flood the Engines and Perilous Snare. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of that. And we have the Demonic Junker. But we still need to make 2 cuts. Yeah, so since those are kind of creatures on their own, we actually have like 14 creatures. I feel like cutting the strategists. Just because double blue is going to be trickier to get. Oh, but wait, it has exhaust, so that goes with the Ranger's Refueler. I guess I could cut Aetherdrift. Maybe cut one of the strategists. So we still have technically 12 creatures. Oh, this also makes creatures. Let's take a look at our sources, because the land auto-updated. We have 2, 3, 4, 5 white, 7, 8, 9 blue, 5, 6, 7 black. Problem is, though, we have Gonti in here. And I think we would be fine with only 4 white sources with 3 cards. So I'm going to cut a plains and add a swamp. And we'll pay for that in the games. Alright, let's give this a shot. Applesauce is our first opponent. Well, we have our colors. Oh, we have the counter spell too for interaction. Yeah, we have tons of interaction. Point the way. Nobody plays that card. Next turn we play Pactile Terror. There's the boost buggy for our opponent. We're not blocking. We can just shut that down. Oh, there's black in that deck too. Okay. Could even have more colors with this thing. Far Fortune End Boss. Well, that's not what I wanted to see. We'll play the strategist so that you can't just swing in and kill our Pactile Terror. We could swing in and kill our strategist if we go for a double block, which I would be tempted to do. Venom Sac Legak. I don't mind seeing that. That just dies to the bobble. Then we could maybe use stock up to try and find Hellish Sideswipe. Adrenaline Jockey, also fine. Tranquil Cove is a play. Let's stock up. Demonic Junker. And I guess the counter spell. Those will be good. This thing only costs 3 mana, that's awesome. Creature I controlled was destroyed, that gets 2 1/1 counters. I don't think I'm going to destroy my own creature. Earth Rumbler. I wish I could counter that. That also seems good. We'll end our turn there. I think we're going to be fine. As long as nothing crazy happens. Okay, that's fine. We're just going to take this hit, actually. It's only going to be for 6. I guess it will still be for 7 with Far Fortune's effect. We're going to work on fixing that. I have no blocks. I need all my artifacts. Try and play like a Ketrodon. That would make me happy. Whatever. Oh, yeah, I take 4 from the jockey. Okay, he's seen enough. Because we destroy that, we ping him for 1. We had lethal there in the air. 6 plus 2. Alright, 1-0, off to a good start. Dr. Yugi. Wait, is in like Yugi Moto? Oh, what is this hand? We have absolutely no blue sources. We can't let our first play be Gonti. That's just not going to work. So this has to be a mulligan. This looks better. I think we just get rid of Haunt the Network, unfortunately. Up against another red-green deck. You have a Lightning Strike. You do. Okay. There's a Boon Scholar for our opponent. You gonna kill my 2-drop? No, there's not much we can do about that. This will at least block the Boom Scholar. Because this ability takes 6 to activate, yes. And do you have more interaction? I'll block. It was a free attack, but also a free block. Plow through. Okay. So, yes to having more interaction. Fine, we'll put it out of its misery. Now you have to do something else, opponent. Pothole Mole. Ooh, there's also black in that deck. March of the World Ooze. Black for Siphon Fuel. We can stock up better than that. Ranger's Refueler. And I guess the Strategist? Ooze Patrol with 0 in the graveyard. Okay. Kind of just want to exhaust that. I guess we could trade with the Ooze. Or attempt to, depending on our opponent's interaction. Well, now we just try and kill the Pothole Mole. What do you have? Bestow Greatness, Road Rage? Alright. That was like a 3-for-1 for us. No blocks. We're just going to flood the engine and go attacking, because I want to start working on getting the perilous snare up and running. Bloodfell Caves for our opponent. Yeah, the interference is not going to do much in this game. Oh, Gonti's here. I always like it when Gonti's here. Don't kill my strategist. It's just sitting there being a strategist. Okay. Go, Gonti. And let's see what we can get from our opponent. Running over my Gonti. Well, I can't do anything about that, unfortunately. I don't think there's a point in holding up the spectral interference at this point. Look at all these lands over here. Wouldn't have been able to counter that anyways. Ooh, Pactal Terror. They have creatures in the graveyard, right? Yeah. I will do a double block on the Earth Rumbler here with the Thopterist and Mangler. This is the second time I wish this could kill a vehicle. Broken Wings, that's rude. What did the strategist ever do to you? Okay, opponent, now try to play a Ketrodon. Or don't have anything. Okay, fine. Make the Thopter bigger. Okay. Well, we're 2-0 heading into the next game. TCG Icarus is our next opponent. This is a reasonable hand. I think we're going to play our black tap land first because we can Grimbobble a 2-drop or something. Yeah, like that. Exactly like that. And don't let... Well, this is Simic. It's not Orzhov. Oh, it's Temur colors now. I can play that too. Of course, he can attack, and I have to just take it. Yep. Because that can become a 3-4. We also might have to play against loot, because this is loot colors. 4 lands and pass. What is our opponent up to? I could bounce their thing. I don't think it's worth it. You're gonna try and run me over, I will do it. I kind of want all this stuff. I guess we don't need the optimizer. There's the Buccaneer back for our opponent. Still can't play Gonti. So do we go Strategist, then Pact Altera, then Haunt the Network? Or do we just... I think we're going to go Pact Altera. The Jaguar. The Mammoth. This is getting increasingly out of control. Opponent's down to 4. I could even double block this Mammoth. We don't have a single artifact draw that's going to win us the game. So yeah, let's double block. Oh. And you had more interaction? I could draw, but I feel like just playing the Strategist here. I suppose for Road Rage I should have put the counter on the Strategist. I was thinking about Lightning Strike and it doesn't really matter. I'm at 29? I'm at 29. How am I at 29? Oh yeah, Haunt the Network. All those get -1, -0. And I don't block. Thunderhead Gunner. But it doesn't really matter, does it? No, it does not. We got an achievement because we hit diamond rank. We are 3-0 with this artifact control deck. Yes, Arena, I know how to attack planeswalkers. I wonder if some of these tips really help people. Like the one where you can attack your opponent's planeswalkers. Did anybody read that tip? Has anybody ever read that tip and been like, oh, I didn't know my creatures could attack planeswalkers because I had never learned that before until you read this tip? Amaloy, a gold rank player. Now we're beating up on gold rank players. Any third land gets us access to these, and then we should be fine. It's so risky, though. I'm gonna keep. Because I don't like taking mulligans on the play. Arena knows me too well. I also don't like keeping 2 landers, either. Because we've only got 2 chances to draw a third. Never mind, we did it. Okay, opponent Night Market on red. Red, black. The Thrill Seeker. Let's stock up. We don't have anything good to sacrifice for Hellish Sideswipe yet. And wait, we didn't have a black source down there, no. Okay, good. Then I don't have to feel stupid. I may have to flood the engine on that Thrill Seeker at some point. Ooh, getting rid of engine wrap. Oh, what is this? We do have the Demonic Junker as well. Why would you do that? You're splashing for Broken Wings? In your black-red deck? Scurryfoot for our opponent. I just feel like I'm going to regret doing this. Yeah. About that. Playing Gonti because next turn I can Demonic Junker the Far Fortune and then draw one of my opponent's cards. That is the plan. Play your Far Fortune again. Play it again. Play it again. No, don't do that. I didn't say blow up my Gonti. Fine then, I'm drawing cards. Alright, there's Far Fortune again. Which really needs to go. Their hand is all action, so I'm going to keep the Spectral Interference up. I'm not going to die to a Wreckage Wicker Folk. We're eventually going to get the Strategist out. Yep. Now the Wicker Folk can't even attack anymore. The Mimoplasm. Well, that's gonna die. This will cost 4 mana. Yeah, we can do this. What a weird deck our opponent has. This Rakdos 2-drop with Mimoplasm, Outplace, Oblivion. Yeah. Well, we're working on getting our speed up. We've got a 4-3 here as well. What is this deck? Okay, I guess I need another answer for that. We'll just be mana efficient. I can crew up the 4-3 and do like a triple block here on the Rex. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. As long as there's no nasty surprise here. Oh, okay. We'll start making the Thopter a bigger threat. Oh, I was thinking about Outpace Oblivion, because our opponent already milled one, though. So I can't say I was expecting another one. But oh well. We're still sitting just fine. Island is fine. Let's do this. I can still attack in with both. Streaking Oil Gorger, that's going to complicate things. At the upkeep, I'm going to use the Grim Bobble here. Those are both good cards. Alright, and that's game. The Perilous Snare is just so good in long games, which is what our deck likes to do. We are 4-0 as we head into the next game. Scott is our next opponent. I don't love it, but I'm going to keep it. That's fine. Cycling Trip Up. He must be looking for a land. He found one. Flood the engine on my... That's fine. It's fine because I can use Hellish Sideswipe sometime later when there's a good target for it, and since I'm sacking a vehicle, I'll still draw a card. Oh, there's green in this deck too. Pack Doll Terror. The perfect card to Hellish Sideswipe. I mean, we're getting a lot of our interaction, but we're not getting a lot of things to do. Let's be real, I was always just going to counter anything here. Especially Pothole Mole, because our opponent seems to be stuck on... Never mind. Do I really have to flood the engine this thing? It's about to be a bigger flyer. I want the network seems really bad right now. But our opponent doesn't seem to have much else going on. Howler's heavy. Sure. I mean, if we can't draw things to do, I guess we can draw interaction. Oh, you do have a bounce off there. Grim Bobble doesn't do much. Then again, maybe it does. Sure. I could bounce off the Junker, but I'd rather Grim Bobble here. And we'll set up an upkeep stop. So we have Bounce Off and Perilous Snare that we can't cast. And our opponent top decks a Hazard to the Dunes. Oh. 2 main. I want to play this. I need a white source. That only destroys creatures or vehicles. That's really annoying. Scurry Foot for our opponent. Okay. I guess maybe I shouldn't have played that. We might not win this one. He also has the scrap compactor anytime he wants to blow up the Buccaneer. Which happens to be right now. So what could we draw here? Gonti would be good. Or we could draw an island. And just don't think it's going to be enough here. Transit Mage. Oh, that's going to win our opponent the game for sure. Get a Possession Engine. Or Spike Shell Harrier. Yep. We'll see what our next draw is. Midnight Mangler, that is not going to be good enough. Well, we're 4-1 now. Mono 6. Or Mano 6? Once again, with this sort of hand, we basically need to go land in order for this to be playable, and one of the lands has to be a blue source. But if we get a land, we have a couple interaction things. Fine. We'll keep it. We're on the play. I don't like mulliganing on the play. We know all this stuff. That's bad. Well, that's also bad. Alright. Well, our opponent cycles a Ketrodon, so he must also be looking for land. There's an Elvish Refueler for our opponent. I don't think I can take another turn off, though, unfortunately. Especially now that our opponent is finding untapped sources. You gotta... Yeah, that's game. We stumbled more than our opponent did. That was a risky hand to keep. I still feel it was correct. Gaming Pastor? We can't cast anything, but we have all of our colors. I don't like this. We have plenty of early plays. Where's our... Okay. Where's our, Transit Mage for our opponent. Okay, what are you getting? We're gonna have to play around whatever card this is. Riptide Gearhulk, I'll get right on that. I don't mind the block there. Opponent also playing a Pactile Terror deck. I'm gonna Gonti. Okay, so the Gearhulk can come out next turn, which should be fine, actually. There's a Midnight Mangler for our opponent. Okay, so let's just draw some cards. Find some answers here. Those are good cards. Although, I am having some slight issues here. I guess I should have held back the Thopter, because now the Pactile Terror can still swing in. Another Transit Mage for our opponent. What are you going to do? Go get another Gearhulk? No, you're going to get that thing. What does that thing do? Other artifact creatures you control get +2/+2. Whenever this vehicle attacks, return up to one target artifact from your graveyard to the battlefield. That's gross. I just don't have enough time to play everything that I need. Because we gotta hold up the Spectral Interference for this. Well, I'm not dead here. Not doing particularly great. I was thinking about playing Haunt the Network there as well, but I couldn't Haunt the Network and play the Synergist. That's fine. Do I attack with the Synergist, though? Not yet. We'll do that next turn. Ooh, stock up. That could be what does us in here. I feel we've been through some of the worst our opponent has. Riptide, Gearhulk, and Salvation Engine. And Pact Terror. Gallant Strike on my Gonti. That is unfortunate. Bounce off, I could return the Junker, I could do a lot with bounce off. I could return the... Oh, that's a Midnight Mangler. I thought that was the Refueler. Well, the thing is, my opponent just doesn't have a strong target right now. Wait, I thought this thing loses all text. Why is it still becoming a creature? Permanent loses all abilities and doesn't untap. Why is it a creature? Well, we're not doing that. Oh, I suppose I should have crewed. I went a little too fast there. And now we're down to 3 again. With another Nimble Thopterist in play for our opponent. I don't think we're going to win this one either. That stock up is what really did us in here. Yeah, opponents just had too much removal. Come on, you must have the win here. We only ever got one card off Gonti, and it was this island. Oh, yuck. Play a Haunt the Network too while you're at it. It doesn't matter how I block. Nope. Yeah, I kind of figured we were going to lose that game once our opponent played stock up. Oh, we're at 3 losses already? Wow. We zipped up to 4 wins and then just went loss, loss, loss. Well, overall, this was a pretty fun deck to play. Very controlling, very slow, grindy. It's kind of what this format is. I would have liked more Pact Doll Terrors, so I don't consider this the Pact Doll Terror deck when there's only one of them. But still, we got to do Haunt the Network a couple times. Demonic Junker was pretty good. We had a lot of removal. Gonti was Gonti. Yeah, I think everything got to be played. Perilous Snare, it was worth splashing for that. Even though it did hurt our mana a bit when it came to casting Gonti. Alright, so let's claim our prize. And for now, I'll take my leave.